evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Constitutional Assembly starts its first preparation session to draft the Constitution of Libya in Salalah. Amidst international praise and welcome, Human Rights Council in Geneva approved the Sultanate's report regarding the situation on human rights. And the Sultanate achieves 17 prizes in the 14th Gulf Radio and Television Festival in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. The Sultanate hosts a consultation meeting of the members of the Constitution Drafting Assembly of Libya. It came as a joint invitation by the Sultanate and the United Nations Mission for Support in Libya to the members of the Drafting Assembly who flocked to the city of Salalah to attend the meeting. Amidst noticed optimism, the Drafting Assembly held an unofficial session today. The meeting will officially start tomorrow on Saturday. Mohammed Al-Ghanam, Constitutional Advisor for the United Nations, said the aim of the meeting is to create consensus regarding the final draft of the Constitution, which will be soon put for a referendum by the Libyan people and to be approved as a constitution for Libya. He added that all participants see that the Sultanate is providing the best suitable atmosphere for the talks and a very positive background for the logistic and political support point of view. He also said that the most positive initiative is the cultural entities came to attend this meeting at the invitation by the Sultanate and the UN, even though they were boycotting the Drafting Assembly works for more than 8 months. They came especially for their trust and belief that the atmosphere provided in the Sultanate will not be available anywhere else, and that will provide them an opportunity to negotiate with the Assembly and to create an agreement towards their issues. The Sultanate's efforts for rapprochement and continuous endeavors to preserve international peace are part of an approach created by His Majesty the Sultan. The Human Rights Council in Geneva approved the Sultanate's report regarding the situation of human rights. Tens of reactions praised the Sultanate's positive interaction with more than 300 recommendations on the report, where the Sultanate accepted most of them. The most of it were related to women's private and general rights, child rights, people with special needs rights and other recommendations. His Excellency Abdullah bin Nasser al-Raghbi, Sultanate's permanent ambassador to the United Nations, said that the Sultanate is proceeding forward with determination towards more liberties and rights and will exert the needed efforts and will put available capabilities and open up to national experiences, as well as work to benefit from regional and international experiences. International reports praise the Sultanate's achievements in human resources development, health, education, housing and environmental fields. The United Nations welcomed the Sultanate's active role in the Human Rights Council. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser al-Harasi, Chairman of the Public Authority for Radio and Television, stressed that the Sultanate, winning a number of prizes in the 14th Gulf Radio and Television Festival in Bahrain, indicates the advanced level it reached in the production of audio and visual media. The Sultanate achieved 17 prizes in the festival, which concluded yesterday. The programs that won golden prizes included documentaries and a show called Talents in the special needs category and a program called Stories from Zanzibar, among many others. A number of radio shows and programs also won golden and silver prizes, including cultural, children, documentary and quiz programs, in addition to religious programs in Holy Quran Radio and others. Al Wisal Radio Channel also won a golden prize for its best dialogue program and a silver prize for its program called Football Around the World. Hala FM Radio Channel achieved the silver prize for the Ramadan competition program, and a documentary film on the archaeological city Kalhat, produced by the Sultan Qaboos University students, also achieved the silver prize. Dhofar municipality continues to implement a number of development projects in various wilayas of the governorate with the aim to deliver the necessary services to the citizens. His Excellency Sheikh Salem bin Shamfari, chairman of Dhofar municipality, along with a number of municipality officials, paid field visit to some wilayas in the governorate to get acquainted with the development projects and services. During the visit, they inspected the internal road projects in the wilayas of Tamreit, Shalim, Halaniat Island and Sada. The visit also focused on the implementation of some sheds in the Shamia and Sada beaches, in addition to the Hasik Public Park project, as well as the project of housing units in Hasik area. During the visit, the officials also discussed future projects and proposals, including the wastewater network project in various wilayas, as well as service projects. Still to come in our news bulletin, Kenya is tapping geothermal heat to boost the country's electricity power. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Within the aim to strengthen the relation between schools, administrations and parents and get acquainted with the educational portal and its role to raise the student level, the Directorate General of Education in the Governorate of Bahrain launched a media campaign titled Digital Portal with Technical Services. The educational portal included around 750 services which will help the students, their parents and the teachers to get into contact with each other easily. The campaign included presentations on the educational portal and its facilities, which give the parents the chance to know more about their sons and daughters without having to go to school. His Excellency Saud bin Salem Al-Balushi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Education for Educational Planning and Human Resources Development, presided over the ceremony. The Governorate of Dahira is one of the Sultanate's governorates famous for the top quality palm trees types such as Kalas palm. The farmers are taking care of the pollination process to get good production of dates. The harvest season usually started in the Sultanate at the beginning of May each year. The palm season is one of the annual economic events for farmers. It started at the end of May and continues until September and sometimes until November, according to the type of date palm trees. The Sultanate has various types of date palm trees, including Halas, Hasab and Mapsali. Nakhal is the first date palm tree that bears the fruits in the season. The fruits are sold in the local markets and sometimes exported to the neighboring countries. With the participation of fine arts female teachers and graduates from the University of Niswa, the fine arts exhibition was inaugurated in the Governorate of Dakhlia. The exhibition included artworks which reflect the old life in the Governorate, as well as famous and traditional places. The event was also a great opportunity for university students to share knowledge and experience with the artists. For most Cairo residents, riding through the Egyptian capital's gridlocked streets in its traditional battered taxis is less than pleasant, but the arrival of ride-hailing apps Uber and Careem means trekking across the vast city of 25 million has become a much more manageable experience. Here is the report.
In Cairo's crowded streets, the traditional white taxis, Californian company Uber and UAE-based Careem are winning new customers daily. The use of these ride-hailing apps has taken off, particularly because of the poor reputation of the city's traditional cabs.
Because of incidents and things people have experienced or read about on social media, some people have started to worry, especially women. I, for one, don't want my wife to take a taxi. I've heard stories, so I'd be worried if she rides in a taxi.
Women in Cairo are regularly pestered on public transport, so an Uber ride is a much more preferable option, with greater security and fixed prices set in advance. And it's advantageous for the drivers too. Ahmed earns around $1,000 a month, well above the minimum salary of $150.
They offer more security to customers, as well as comfort and cleanliness. That's all customers need. I have women and children riding in my car, and everything goes well, they feel safe. They have the app on their smartphone and they know where to get on and where to get off. And if there's any problem, they can take it up with the company.
But the city's original taxi drivers are not happy with their new rivals. Ride-hailing apps are often cheaper, so cab owners have been protesting for weeks, denouncing unfair competition.
There's no life for taxis anymore. We roam the streets in vain. There are no customers. There are 4 taxis behind me, and they're all empty. And there are 2 others ahead, also empty.
The legal status of these new taxi platforms remains unclear, and the government is now reviewing the rules. In its defense, Uber says it has created jobs for more than 2,000 Egyptian drivers a month, 40% of whom were unemployed before getting behind the wheel.
Kenya is tapping geothermal heat in the Great Rift Valley to boost its electricity production in a bid to triple output by 2020. More details in the following report.
In Kenya, only 1 in 3 people has access to electricity, and power cuts are frequent, even in the capital, Nairobi. But the dream of cheap renewable energy is getting closer to reality. That's because Kenya is tapping into its geothermal hotspot in the Great Rift Valley.
But what makes it more practicable here is the fact that the crustal layer is very thin, and so the steam can be able to come out very easily, and hence you can use it for electricity generation.
The Kenyan government believes the country could become a world leader in geothermal energy, with more than a dozen potential production sites throughout the valley. For many years it's relied on its hydroelectric network, but recurrent drought has lowered water levels in the reservoirs, hitting production.
It is not the same with geothermal. Once you hit your wells and you start producing, the plants run on 24-hour basis. You only take the units out when you need to do maintenance. So it's a very reliable source of supply, and currently in Kenya, it is the least cost source of power.
The government has made boosting electricity production a key priority, hoping to triple capacity by 2020. The installation last year of 2 new production units at Olkaria in Hellgates National Park doubled Kenya's production of geothermal energy. At 609 megawatts, it accounts for 5% of world production, with Kenya the 8th largest producer in the world. Kenya hopes to be a middle-income country by 2030. When it comes to geothermal power, it's already full steam ahead.
Now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partially cloudy skies will prevail over the northern governorates, with scattered rainfalls, occasionally thunderous, on the Hajar Mountains and its nearby areas and the coastal areas of Sea of Oman. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate on the coastal areas overlooking Sea of Oman, while on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea it will be southerly light to moderate. Seas will be moderate to rough with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters. Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Constitutional Assembly starts its first preparation session to draft Constitution of Libya in Salalah. Amidst international praise and welcome, Human Rights Council in Geneva approved the Sultanate's report regarding the situation of human rights. And the Sultanate achieves 17 prizes in the 14th Gulf Radio and Television Festival in the Kingdom of Bahrain. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.